As Russian troops increase their assault on parts of Ukraine, we've seen support for Ukraine across the globe, from monuments lighting up in blue and yellow to protests calling for an end to the war. And according to a new poll from the International Republican Institute, 97% of people worldwide believe President Vladimir Zelensky's troops will win the war against Russia. So how important is public support to Ukraine's resilience? Michael Druckman, Ukraine director of the International Republican Institute, joins me now with more insight on this. Michael, thanks for being here. Between March 30th and April 2nd, the IRI conducted several polls on Ukrainian resiliency in the face of this war. What were some of your key findings?
Well, thank you for having me. And I think the key finding was what you just mentioned there, and that actually is 97% of Ukrainians who believe they're going to win the war. Just outstanding and astounding findings from this most recent survey that we've conducted. Not only 97% believe they'll win the war, 95% feel optimism towards the future of the country. And keep in mind, this survey was conducted just prior to the removal of Russian troops from outside of Kyiv, before we learned about the horrors of Bucha and Irpin. So this is, again, a little bit back in time when you still saw huge optimism. And this isn't just in Western Ukraine or in Kyiv. This is nationwide. When we look at the breakdown of the crosstabs of this survey, we can see that in East, West, young and old Ukrainians all believe in victory. They also believe in their president. They believe in their government and leadership. This is an extremely unified country, more unified than we've ever seen it. We've been conducting polling in Ukraine since 2009. Just astounding figures.
Now, how much does that support matter to Ukraine from a practical standpoint?
I think it manifests itself in the total war effort you see in the country, from those that have volunteered to serve, those that have joined territorial defense, those that are volunteering, that are crowdfunding and fundraising for the military, those that are opening their homes in other parts of the country for folks that have had to flee, those that are donating, volunteering. The economy's taking a terrible hit. People are spending their savings now to support the war effort in Ukraine. So we're seeing this at all levels. Over 60% of Ukrainians say they're volunteering in some form or fashion. And many of them that are doing this almost full-time are also working. So we're seeing just an incredible, not just coming together of Ukraine, which we've seen since 2014 Euromaidan revolution and the response to Putin's invasion in the spring of 2014. We're, again, continuing to see this, and it's only been strengthened.
And Michael, I know you lived in Ukraine for 10 years before this war started. You left when Americans were urged to get out. How difficult was that decision and that time when you left the country?
It's extremely hard when we knew that it was time to go, and it was. It was time to go, but our team on the ground, the IRI team, we have over 20 staff working in Ukraine. They've continued to work. I think COVID somewhat prepared a lot of us for this remote work environment, and our team continues to demonstrate on the ground how they're working, particularly with Ukrainian cities like Mariupol, Mykolaiv, Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv. These are cities where IRI has worked with mayors and local officials to develop best governance practices, to put into practice the decentralization reforms that Ukraine underwent following the Euromaidan revolution that gave power and authority to local officials to conduct this survey that we just released now. So it's difficult being outside Ukraine, but our team is working. We're connected with them every day, supporting them. And I was fortunate to have the opportunity just over a week ago to travel back to Ukraine, to Kyiv, to meet with our partners, to meet with the president's office, to meet with the mayor of Kyiv, and again, to signal that we are coming back. We will be in Ukraine. We have been in Ukraine since 1994. Our team continues to work, and we will pivot and find ways to continue to support Ukrainian cities and Ukrainian people all the way.
All right, Michael Druckman from the International Republican Institute. We appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.